Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Alien vs. Predator Galaxy YouTube channel. This is Aaron Percival, aka Corporal Hicks.
And this is Adam Zeller, aka Ridgetop.
And obviously, we're back with another motion tracker video. You know that because it's in the title, and that is what you clicked on. So, we are talking Alien or Predator, in this case, Alien news. And this one is, I think, was a little bit of a surprise. I don't think anybody really expected to see this one. And that is the news that Marvel is dropping a Aliens one-shot in celebration of the 35th anniversary. So before we start talking about our feelings and all that kind of rubbish, I say rubbish, that's what you're here for. It's not just reading news out. It is for our thoughts and stuff on the news itself. So I'm devaluing our own opinions here, Adam. Why are you letting me keep going? Why don't you stop me?
Well, yeah, no, it was interesting to see this kind of come out of nowhere, and this is the first piece of media celebrating the 35th anniversary of Aliens, and I hope that is a thing this Alien Day where there's a number of things announced that are celebrating the 35th anniversary of Aliens. But I kind of mentioned this when I guested on the YouTube channel Comic Binge. I was like, well, I'm curious as to how long Marvel's going to go with this one series before they start doing other Alien comics and stories. And I think that the one that we're seeing now is going to be ongoing for a little while. It definitely feels that way after issue 2. But this one is just a one-shot, and it's a one in honor of the second film, Aliens. So I'm very happy to see that. I haven't really looked at the work of the artist. Who is doing the art, Aaron?
Well, let's go through the.
Yeah, we'll just go through it, and then we'll get to that.
Just read your the bits from the announcement.
Okay. So the full press release reads, this July, Marvel Comics will honor the 35th anniversary of Aliens with a special one-shot by writer Benjamin Percy and artist Dave Watcher, celebrating one of the most influential science fiction films of all time. Aliens Aftermath 1 will be a double-sized issue featuring an all-new story set in the same terrifying universe of Aliens. The action will take place at Hadley's Hope and present a terrifying possible future for LV-426, the location of the groundbreaking 1986 film. It's been 35 years since the tragedy of the Hadley's Hope colony, but what happened during that ill-fated venture has been shrouded in mystery. A renegade crew of investigative journalists are heading towards the moon that Weyland-Yutani has wiped from all records. They'll bring back the truth even if it kills them, and what remains in that bombed-out site will try to do just that. Here's what Percy had to say about penning this new saga. Quote, when I was a kid, I had a door-length poster of a xenomorph crashing through the wood. We know this poster, Aaron.
I tried to buy it yesterday.
Oh,
actually, yeah? Somebody had it up for sale on one of the Facebook pages, and I saw it. I was like, oh, God, is this still available? No, it sold it.
Tearing off the hinges, creeping forward with a drippy, fanged smile. This is the image I would drift away to every night, which no doubt influenced my imaginative handwriting, along with
hardwiring. Imaginative hardwiring.
Hardwiring handwriting. Along with the films and comics that I watched and read over and over and over. To this day, I can't grip a knife without wanting to lay my hand on the table and tick, tick, tick the point between my splayed fingers. I can't play a game of ping pong or Clue without yelling, game over, man. I can't scratch an orange tabby without whispering, you are my lucky star, lucky, 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 lucky. I've been in love with these stories most of my life, and it's truly an honor and a delight to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Aliens with a script inked in acid blood. And this is coming out July 14th. Which I believe that is the month Aliens came out. That is the anniversary month. And we have a look at the cover art here by Phil Noto. And some people are thinking this is either an irradiated alien or a ghost alien.
I think that's been the most interesting thing to come out of this announcement so far, is everybody being like, so ghost? Or radiation. I've thrown hologram out there as well, just in case. But I mean, it's always important to remember that the cover art isn't necessarily representative of what's going to be
a lot
inside.
of times the cover art is just that, and it's just artsy.
Good rendition, though.
Yeah, no, it looks nice. So who is the artist again? Let's go up
So
here.
it was
Dave
Dave.
Watcher. Have you looked up any of his stuff or no?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
I'm more interested in the fact that what they've done with the narrative, because I didn't expect Marvel to go back to Hadley's Hope, mostly because I think we've hit a point where it feels a little done to death.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time we didn't. It was Aliens, Newt's Tale in the early 90s, which was a 2-issue run that was one possible thing of what had happened prior to Aliens. But I always found Newt's Tale to be a disappointment because it was 2 issues. The first issue was what happened prior to Aliens. Then the second issue was basically just an adaptation of Aliens. Wasn't keen on the artwork, as I'm not for a lot of the older Dark Horse stuff. So I always found that one a bit of a eh. So when Titan decided to go and have a play with River of Pain, I was quite interested. But I had, that initial trilogy from Titan, I think it's solid. I do. I think they're all 7 out of 10s, but there are elements in there that I was very sort of, really?
Yeah, agreed.
And River of Pain did have that. While I did enjoy going back and having another possible interpretation of what went down before Aliens, and there's things in there that I did enjoy. I love the frontiersman's kind of life. I really enjoyed getting to deal with Newt's parents more and stuff like that. But who was the author? Chris Golden. He did tap into Newt's Tale for a few bits anyway, so we pulled those across into this new possibility. But yeah, it wasn't an all-round solid hitter for me because the inclusion of the Colonial Marines in the story bummed me out a bit. It didn't really work for me. I would have preferred like the Colonial Marshals.
And that was initially hinted at in Fire and Stone, the Aliens comic at the beginning of that.
I don't know if it was initially hinted at more so as fit in there to work with it,
right?
Because it wasn't
that
actually...
came out before the book, didn't it?
I can't remember, but I don't... Was it? It was its own thing. So, oh no, you talked about Fire and Stone overall, because there was a little prequel type thing that wasn't in the stories until they collected them.
The Hicks one, right?
Yeah. So that was like a Dark Horse Presents kind of thing. I forget which actual thing it came from, but yeah, it was like a 5-page kind of tease towards it. And then obviously we ended up with the 2 pages at the start of, maybe more than 2 pages, the couple of pages at the start of Aliens, Fire and Stone.
So I did look at Dave Watcher's artwork, and it is impressive. It looks like the art will be in good hands.
Do you want to share your screen? Anything in particular?
He is just honestly, I need to learn StreamYard a little bit better.
Well, at the bottom there's a share screen option.
Okay.
That you can add to the stream. And I think it's interesting as well that this one kind of, while Adam's doing that, this one kind of rings as a what if scenario. I mean, there's one particular element wording in the press release where it says presents a terrifying possible future.
Yeah, so you wonder if it'll be like some sort of alternate tale. So I guess he's worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Let me add it to the stream. Yeah, that's a good start, actually. Does he do his own colouring?
Godzilla. I am not sure.
Because he doesn't mention a colorist in the press release.
Yeah, the artwork looks pretty solid.
Good. Yeah, that looks good. Is this mostly cover art, or are these actual interiors?
I believe. I'm not sure. I know he does. Well, obviously, he does interiors as well. So yeah, his art seems pretty impressive to me, and I'll be really curious to see what he does with Aliens.
What do you think about returning back to Hadley's, though? Do you not feel like it might be overplayed a little bit?
It's interesting. Why don't you pull up that cover art again? We see the wreckage of the colony there, which has kind of raised some questions like, okay, just like Aliens, Colonial Marines, right? Like, what percentage of the colony is left that they'll be exploring? Is it just completely rubble, or are there some structures still standing? I do like the whole investigative journalist angle.
Yeah, it does put a different spin on it, so it's not necessarily retelling the events prior to Aliens as much as, you know, it's these guys discovering. So
Yeah.
it does put a different spin on it. So it is not entirely, you know, just take three of what happened at Hadley's Hope kind of thing.
But it's also weird because, like, you look at some of the stories that happen around 35 years after Aliens, and it seems like the xenomorphs are a bit more known in the galaxy. So I wonder how that investigative journalist angle is going to be, if they just want to show that, hey, Weyland-Yutani knew about this and they didn't warn the colonists, or something like that.
Isn't that about the same sort of time frame that Marvel's ongoing is?
I believe so.
I think it's 30 years.
Fireteam is close to that as well.
Yeah. So I think that seems to be the time frame that Marvel's sort of collared in on now, which is interesting.
And this will be the first Marvel comic with aliens as the title, as opposed to Alien.
Because the ongoing series is just Alien. How are you feeling about this one? Are you actually, given what we've seen in the first two Marvel issues so far, though, are you?
I've been very mixed about the ongoing series. The story seems interesting. I don't know if you read issue 2 yet, Aaron, but it does kind of seem like, okay, we're on the station and now we're back on the station. Like, it doesn't seem like the story's really progressed too much in issue 2, so I wonder how much padding there's going to be in this one. This one being a one-shot and a double-sized, I hope it's like a longer double-sized, because issue 2 felt pretty short for the Alien ongoing. I don't know. How did you feel about that one? If you've read issue 2,
I've been enjoying the first two issues so far, at least from a narrative point of view. I like that it's a bit more drawn out. I like we're having time to sit with some of the character stuff, and that we're not being thrown straight into everything. You know, with issue 2, we mostly see facehuggers before we get like 2 pages of the big alien. So I do like that it's taking a steadier pace. Obviously, the art's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But from a narrative,
I think I'll at least be excited about the artwork with this one rather than dreading it with the mainline one.
Yeah, I'm curious to actually get some previews from this one, and we don't have long to wait either. You know, 3 months. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
and again, it's nice to see Marvel using the series, and we've got something celebrating Aliens, because I know you're optimistic about it, but I don't really expect anything from Alien Day. I don't expect to see any sort of celebration this year.
Well, I feel like last year, like, it was a month after the pandemic started, so I don't think, you know, companies were probably in a big mood to do some big celebratory thing at that time. But I'm hoping now Alien Day will at least have a bit more things to enjoy, a few more announcements. Maybe not as big as the lead up to Covenant, because those were some bigger Alien Days, but I do think we'll see more than we did last year.
Well, you're more hopeful than me. I don't expect to see anything. I know they had stuff planned last year that had to get dropped, but we've had no noise whatsoever. I mean, normally we'd know a good deal of what was coming up. So we'll see. Hopefully your optimism in terms of this pans out more than my pessimism, but we'll see. Anyway, how is everybody else out there feeling about Aftermath? You know, are you looking forward to seeing Marvel take on the story of Hadley's Hope? Or have you already had enough of what's gone on? Let us know in the comment section below, and of course, we'd love to hear. I'd love to hear what the rest of the fandom is thinking. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Corporal Hicks
and Ridgetop,
signing off.